Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a small Gothic style house. Oh, and by the way, just in case you have any more building related needs, feel free to check down below in the description where I will leave links to all of my tutorial playlists. But in the card system, I'll leave you guys some more specific targeted videos that I think that you guys will really enjoy. Moving on, if you want to make the house, here's what you're going to need. You will need some spruce wood and some dark oak planks. Grab yourself some block of quartz and some stone bricks. Then grab yourself some dark oak wood stairs and grab some dark oak wood slabs. Then grab yourself some nether brick fence, and finally guys, grab yourself some black stained glass pane. Now I'm sure that we'll probably need some more things later on, but we'll just have to grab those as we need them and remember them. So once you have each one of those materials right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off your house with a row of 4 spruce wood coming directly up from the ground. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. You then want to take this top block, this 4th block, and go right of it by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect that 4th block down to the ground like that. You then want to take that 4th block once again and go right of it by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect that 4th block down to the ground. You then want to take this 4th block, last time we have to do this guys, you want to take this 4th block and go right of it again by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, and then connect that 4th block all the way down to the ground to give you something which should look a little bit like this. Perfect. Kind of looks like a comb. Once you've got that taken care of, guys, what you now want to do is take each one of our 4 4th blocks, and we want to extend them, coming towards us each by 4. Isn't that convenient? So we want to have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we want to connect each one of those 4th blocks together and also connect them all the way down to the ground, as you might imagine. What we'll end up with is 3 little cubes all stacked next to each other. I wish I wasn't as clumsy this morning as I am being, but hey, it's early. I have no other excuse, it's just early. Very clumsy this morning. So what you want to have should look a little bit like this, but we're not finished. What we now want to do, guys, is we now want to take each one of those 4th blocks again, and guess what? We're going to do it once more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we want to take each one of those 4th blocks together, as you might imagine, connect them together, connect them down to the ground, and then we will have a nice little grid looking shape. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this. We can almost play noughts and crosses in this. We need another row, but that's what you want to have so far, guys. Now, let me tell you guys where the entrance is going to be, because I just remember that some of you guys like that information, don't you? You like to know that information, don't worry, I know you do. So the entrance of the house is designed to be right here, slap bang in the center, and it will look a little bit like this, plus it will have a door on it, which is a material that we need later. So it'll either be right there or on the opposite side, it's kind of up to you. So, once you've got that taken care of, this is what we want to do next. So we now want to take out our spruce wood, and remember all of those 4th blocks, every single one of them, every single time we've counted to 4, each one of those 4th blocks we now want to extend. Coming out of the edge of the house, front, back, left and right, we want to take each one of them and extend them coming out of the house by 1. So what we're essentially doing, guys, is we're turning the house into a crisscross shape, kinda like this. Kinda looks like a very small waffle. Or a shreddy. Once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we now want to take the front corner, left corner, right corner, back left, back right. We want to take each one of these 4 corners, and we want to go up on top of each one of the corners by 4 with our spruce wood. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the blocks that we have just placed poking out of the back. The front 2 ones and the back 2 ones we want all raised up by 4. We then want to connect them together, and we also want to, in the appropriate places, we kind of want to connect the spruce wood. We kind of just want to form the crisscross patterning up above. So where we connected each one of those 4th blocks down to the ground earlier, we kind of want to have the exact same theme. So on the side we can only do it once with the middle, but on the front, for instance, we can take these blocks that we extended out and we can connect them down. So you guys can see what we're doing. The reason that it's different on the side, of course, is we're connecting down from the rows that we've connected the front and the back together. It shouldn't be on these poking out bits, it should be down there, as you might imagine. And then on the back, we've got these bits to just extend up, and what we want to end up with, guys, should look a little bit like this. Pretty simple. Once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So, next bit. What we now want to do is... This is kind of difficult to explain, but the middle bit on the front and the middle bit on the back, we want to extend out by 1 row in relation to the rest of the house. So it'll look like this. So starting with the bottom, first we kind of like make it even, but then we take this second floor and we just extend it out by 1 like this, and then we connect it all together. And it'll just make it look as though that the middle bit of the front pokes out by 1 row in relation to the rest of it. And we also want that on the back. So coming to the back here, first of all, we're just going to kind of like even things up at the bottom. Then we'll 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to connect each one of those blocks all the way around together, and that'll again give the illusion that, you know, the front middle bit and the back middle bit are all, it's just out in front by 1. I said give the illusion, but there's no illusion, it's out in front by 1. What we also want to do, guys, is we want to now go all the way around the top of what we've just made, and we want to take each one of those 4th blocks again and extend them out by a further 1 block. So we then want to take each one of those 4th blocks again, extend them out by 1 block. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit... Are we on the front or the back? Oh, we're on the front. We should just want to have something which should look... And we also want to do it for the middle bits. How clumsy of me. I completely forgot about these. Let me just move all the way to the back as well. Here we go. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this. So you can see how it's all layering together. It's all kind of like coming out a little bit. So what you want to have is that. Alright, so once you have that taken care of, this is what we're going to do next. We're going to set up the roof. This house really only has 1, but it's a little bit weird. So, on the very front of the house, we have kind of like a little mini roof that connects to the big one. This is how it works. On top of these 2 most outward spruce wood blocks, we want to go up on top of each of them by 1. That'll be 1 and 1, just like that. We then want to connect them together with diagonals, and to do that, let's take this left one that we just extended up, do 2 upright diagonals, that'll be 1, 2, and then do a bottom right diagonal, and that will connect it down, like so. That's kind of the outline for the mini roof. What we also want to do is come all the way to the left hand side of the house here, and we want to also do this on the right. On the left hand side of the house, we want to go up on top of this spruce wood block that is facing us. We want to go up by 1, then do 5 upright diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You then want to do bottom right diagonals until you connect to the opposite side of the roof. And of course, not only are we going to do this to this side of the roof, we're also going to do it to the opposite side of the roof. But something that we can do whilst we're here is that we can connect that middle block all the way at the top, all the way down to the top of the roof, like so. So not only do we want to do this on this side, we want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So coming to the opposite side, we want to go up on top of this block right here. 1, then 5 upright diagonals, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we can connect that block down since we're here. And then you just want to do bottom right diagonals until you connect all the way down to the opposite side of the house. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this, which is perfect, guys. That is the outline for the house, pretty much completed. Now, once you've got that taken care of, this is what we want to do next. So yeah, that is literally the outline of the house, looking pretty good. So let's start with the ground floor, second floor, sides of the thingy, roofy parts, and then we can get cracking. So what we now want to do, take out your stone bricks. We want to have going all the way around the bottom of the house, excluding the entrance, by the way. The entrance just wants to be here, like the entrance wants to sit 1 block backwards, and whilst we are here, we may as well put a door on. I'm going to use a dark oak wood door because it looks nice and evil. I don't know why, it's the most evil door. Just place that there. But all the way around the other bottom parts of the house, we just want to have this configuration in every single one of the little spaces of 3 that we have. We just want to have a strip of stone bricks on the left, right, glass in the center, just like that. So not only do we want this in this panel, but we want it all the way around the bottom of the house. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to add all of the stone bricks first, and then I'm going to add all of the glass in as well. So we're just going all the way around the bottom, and On the back middle part, by the way, I didn't bother sinking it in one block backwards, just like it does with the entrance. I decided to just kind of like keep it like this, like in the most outward row of the house. I didn't decide to like sink where the back door could be, or the parallel side. I didn't bother sinking anything backwards. I just figured I'd keep it outwards just to give a little bit more separation to the front and the back of the house, as they are very similar. But now that all of the stone bricks have been added, I'm now just going to add all of the black stained glass pane to all of the gaps that we've now left on the ground floor of the house. So once we've added in all of the glass pane, we can then move all the way up to the second floor of the house, and we can do a very similar thing up there. Actually, the pattern's very similar. So what we want to have should look a little bit like this, guys, which is perfect. So once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. Next order of business, before we can actually get on to the second floor of the house, you're going to want to add rows of upside down dark oak wood stairs, and you want to connect like the outward spruce wood blocks that we've placed together, kind of like this, if you guys can see what I'm talking about. So on the front here, we kind of want to connect the outward spruce wood blocks together. It's easier to see on the side, so on the side we'd place it here and here, kind of like this. Perfect. And we want to have it on the back as well, so on the back we want to have here and here, and on the side we want to have here and here. So we just want to add upside down dark oak wood stairs right there. Now what we want to do, we want to take out our block of quartz, and we want to have the same sort of pattern that we have on the ground floor on the second floor, except it's a little bit different. So we have quartz and glass again, but on the front of the house and the back of the house, the quartz wants to be in this line right here, so it wants to be like on top of the stairs, and the middle part is on top of the spruce. But on the sides, it wants to be backwards. It kind of like wants to be in line with the rest of the house, if you guys can see what I'm talking about. I know that it's a difficult thing to explain for me, but I know that it's very easy to understand what you have to do, but like I said, it's kind of difficult for me to put into words, as most things are. But that's what you want to have on the side. I've shown you what you want to have on the front, and the back is the same as the front, so it wants to go on top of the upside down dark oak wood stairs on the front and the back, but it doesn't want to on the sides. On the sides it's more just decoration. On the sides it's like in line with the rest of the framework. And once you've placed all of the quartz like so, we can then just add in all of the black stained glass pane. If you don't want to use black stained glass pane because you have some sort of aversion to it, feel free to use any other colour. Completely up to you. And on the sides, obviously, guys, we have to do 2 layers of black stained glass pane in the centre, but I'm sure that you guys figured that out. So we're just adding in all of the black stained glass pane. Then we've got to do the bits underneath the roof. Then we've got to do the roofs, and then we will be pretty much done. The outside of the house is not too spectacular and doesn't really require any sort of explanation, so I don't think I'll bother. But for the second floor of the house so far, we want to have something which should look a little bit like this. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So let's focus on the first little mini part of the roof here first of all. So the detail for the mini part of the roof sits 1 block backwards in relation to the it sits 1 block backwards in relation to the spruce outline, so it kind of looks like that. It's in line with all the rest of the quartz. Then we just place a single black stained glass pane in the center, so it's quartz all the way around, black stained glass pane in the center. Now for the 2 side bits underneath the roof, we want to have something which should look a little bit like this, and I'm just trying to do this for you guys because it is somewhat difficult to explain, but it's really easy to see what you have to do. So what you want to have is just like quartz underneath each one of the diagonals, plus you want to have 2 vertical rows of quartz, and you can see that that flows quite nicely down into the second floor. And then of course those empty spaces, as you might have guessed, we just want to have some black stained glass pane in there. Not only do we want to do that to one side of the house, but the opposite side of the house really could use our attention as well. So let's do the same thing underneath each one of these blocks. Then we want to have the vertical rows next to that middle row of spruce wood that we have right there, and then we can just place, after we've placed our quartz, we can then place our black stained glass panes. So we just want to have something, and is there a way to get all of this in? Yeah, that kind of is. It's a difficult angle, but you guys can see what you have to do. You've done it to one side of the house before, you've done it to the other side, and you just want to end up with something. Alright, never mind. You just want to end up with something that should look a little bit like this, and that's how I kind of get everything in, but we can't really see the front bit. So, once you've reached this point right here, guys, this is what you're going to want to do next. We now want to take out our dark oak wood stairs. It's time for us to do the roof. So, the roof begins here. It kind of sits on top of these pokey out bits of spruce wood that we've placed all along. It's kind of like in line. Well, you guys can see where it's in line of. Oh my god, there we go. So it just sits on top of these spruce wood blocks that we've just kind of like poked out the top of the house. The roof behaves exactly how you imagine it might. Like it wraps around the front middle bit of the house, and it goes all the way around to both sides. Like it happens like this. And of course, the roof, as usual, overhangs the front, the back, the sides of the house. It overhangs the house by one row. Whoops, we actually didn't need that there. We need it there though. So just to show you guys, and I'm just building this up here. I don't think it really needs any explanation. But as I always say this exact same thing as well when I build these kinds of roofs, just because I can't explain them, it always makes me want to try and you know, slow things down even more. But I think that everything's very, very explanatory, self-explanatory, and I'm sure that you guys will be able to do this, despite the fact that I can't explain it, of course, because it is very, very simple. It works exactly how you might imagine it would. So we're just adding all of this in here, and it just wants to look a little bit like this. And of course, that's the harder part of the roof. We've just got the dark oak wood stairs overhanging the front, overhanging the side by one row. It doesn't have to overhang the spruce by one, it just has to overhang the like actual framework of the house by one row. And you can see how the front of the house works out. Well, the rest of the house is even easier, because on the back we don't have that like middle pokey out window bit. We just don't have anything there. If you wanted to, if you were so inclined, you could, but I didn't design it. I did design it. I didn't design it to be like that. I didn't want it to be like that. I just wanted it to be like this. So the reason that I didn't put like the window on the back of the house is because I wanted the front and the back to be different. Like, too many of my houses are symmetrical, in which, you know, the front or the back of the house could be like the front or back of the house. Like, everything's the same on the front, the back, the left, and the right. So I wanted to differentiate between that, and this house especially. I wanted to make the back, and the front, the front. If you guys can see what I'm saying, maybe I'm saying it in a really stupid way, but hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. So what you want to have so far, guys, should look a little bit like this. So that's kind of just like the base of the roof. That's kind of like the base of the roof just kind of thrown on there. What we also want to do, of course, as we always do, is upside down dark oak wood stairs underneath each one of those overhanging bits. So we want to do that on the front, the left and right hand side. We are halfway through this right hand side, as a matter of fact. So now that that right hand side is done, we can now move on to this left hand side and do the exact same thing. Plus, we also have to make the roof look a little bit nicer and a little bit freakier as well. So those are the underhanging parts kind of done. What we now want to do is this. Of course, we want to connect each one of those two sides of the roof together, so instead of having an empty space, we kind of just want like dark oak wood planks. But what we also want to do is we can knock out that spruce wood, and we want to fill in the top of the roof with dark oak wood planks. So we don't want any spaces in our roof, we just want more dark oak wood planks. So we kind of want to have a flat surface like this. What we can then do is take out our dark oak wood stairs, and on top of each one of the three like corners of the roof, the three apexes of the roof, so the left, right, and the front bit, we kind of just want to add a dark oak wood stairs kind of in this position, so kind of like facing that way. I'm sure that you can see quite easily what you have to do there. So once you've added in each one of those three individual stairs, what you can then do is on the top of the roof, for example, you can connect like each one of those stairs together with a line of nether brick fence like so. Plus you can take this little middle part of the roof and you can kind of like just take it and you can extend it towards the, well, the middle part of the roof, so you can just kind of do that. Plus, if you wanted to make sure that it gripped on, you could use dark oak wood planks right in the center there. And if you want to do the same thing on top, if you didn't like that, you could just use dark oak wood planks instead of the stairs, because of course it won't grip onto the stairs. But that's kind of your decision. I personally prefer the stairs. I prefer the aesthetic of the stairs just because it's a little bit curvier, a little bit more shape to it, but that's kind of completely up to you. And I'm sorry that my voice keeps going, guys. My throat's very, very dry today. I've got a bit of a cold. So what you want to end up with, guys, finally should look a little bit like this. And we have kind of like a pretty easy, I hope, to make gothic looking creepy Halloweeny house, just in time for Halloween as well. So what I'm now going to do, guys, is the outside of this house is really, really easy to make, so I don't really feel compelled to have to drag you guys through the process of making it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zip away to my original world, my original version of this house, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So I'll be back in just a moment, guys, once I have flipped over to my overworld, but the tutorial portion of this is just completely over. We have completely finished this from this point onwards. Back in a second. Alright guys, so this is the original version of the house. As you can see, not too much has changed, but enough for me to show you guys what's happening. So, one thing that I should point out right away is that on the original version of this thing, I decided to place a dark oak wood plank right in the center of the roof. I don't even know why, but I decided to do that, and I kind of like the look of it. You know what? I was going to try and offer you an explanation as to why I did that. I don't have one. I just did, and I kind of like the look of it. So that's the only difference, like, technically with the house, other than the outside and the inside, of course. That's the only difference between, like, the base and the one that I just showed you how to make. So let's take a look at this thing, shall we? We'll start with the inside, then we'll move to the outside. So I know that the interior of this thing is not only on fire, whoops, but fire doesn't spread, right? No, fire doesn't spread. Okay, it's not going to get any more on fire. So the interior of this house is pretty bad, but it can be a lot better if somebody who knows what they're doing, somebody who isn't going to set fire to the house, messes about with it. I just didn't know what to do. I kind of wanted to go for a bit of like a Halloween-y sort of creepy-ish interior. We've got some Steve heads. We've got the lava fireplace, which has set fire to the downstairs. We have a bit of a stone sofa, which doesn't even look comfortable, with a stone brick coffee table. I mean, you can get a decent amount of stuff down below in here, to be honest with you. It's not as small as it looks from the outside. Coming up to the second floor here we have a bed. Here we have a couple of nightstands. The pumpkin's in bed. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, he looks all nice and cozy. Got a sword above the bed, don't know why. Got some mushrooms in the bedside tables. It seemed appropriate. Like I said, somebody who knows what they're doing should really mess about with this interior. This is just a table with heads on it. I don't know why. I thought that it might be a good idea. It looks stupid in retrospect, but it seemed like a good idea. We've got the staircase here. You can have another floor up here, but I kind of wanted to keep it open, and I kind of wanted to add some wooden beams and stuff. I had to crisscross these myself. They weren't here originally, like it was just completely open. Very cool though, I think, up here, and like I said, could look a lot better if somebody who wasn't, you know, a little stupid with interiors actually took a crack at this thing. It's pretty cool looking. Let's move to the outside now. I just kind of wanted to show you guys like how big the interior is, what you could stuff in here, and what happens if you set it on fire. I really didn't see that coming. Why did... never mind, whatever. Let's close the door. Let's pretend it's not on fire. I bet I can see it. Yeah, never mind. I can't get rid of the image. So, what did I do to the outside of the house? Well, first of all, obviously, I added a bit of a path that goes all the way around the edge of the outside. It stays one row away from the actual house itself. Not at all times, it kind of just stays one block away. It kind of touches the wood that we have here on the front and the back, but hey, you know, whatever. I also added a pumpkin patch at the back. I don't know why, to be honest with you guys. It seemed right. I know that the pumpkins aren't really set out properly either, but it kind of looks cool, or at least I think it does. It looked good to me, and I didn't want to get rid of it. I know it doesn't make any sense. I know that it doesn't really have to be here, but I kind of like it. Well, after I dug a path all the way around, I then decided to leave a row around as well, like I left a row around the path, and then I decided to put a big giant stone wall that goes all the way around the edge of the property, and we have dark oak wood planks here at the entrance, and we have them on the corners, and here we have some lamps. The lamps are obviously just never brick fence, but a glowstone thrown on top, and we have some torches at the entrance. That's really all I have to show you guys. That's the house. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't really have to explain any of that, do I, guys? I don't really have to show you how to do any of that. I think that's all very, very quite easily sussed out just by looking at what I've done. I've not done anything too complicated. So hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you've managed to make it. Hopefully it's a little bit, you know, a bit of a Halloweenish special sort of thing. I wish that I had more time, and I wish that I had more foresight to create something that was a little bit grander, but I've been busy in the process of moving, guys, so I've not been able to, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have liked to have made, like, something a lot bigger, something a bit more substantial, but what can you do? Hopefully you guys like it, hopefully you've managed to make it, and if you have managed to do both of those things, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, a favourite, a share, anything you feel like doing to help me out, guys. I would really appreciate it. I actually really quite like this house. I like the design. I like the exterior more than anything as well. I don't know why. It's very simple. There's lots of fire on the inside there. Feel free to comment down below what sort of things would you like to see next. I'm going to do a couple more Halloween related builds. Like I'm going to do a pumpkin. I'm going to try and make it better than everybody else's though. I'm also going to maybe do a couple of Halloween statues out of the skin pack. And I might, if I have the time, guys, and I'm a little light on time recently, I might try and do an even bigger Halloween building, but we'll have to see. So, like, favourite, share if you wouldn't mind, guys. Feel free to check out the card system and the description below for not only my tutorial playlists, every single one of them, but for all of my other specific videos that I think that you guys would like to check out as well. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, favourite, share if you wouldn't mind, and I'll see you in the next video.